I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. When it comes to losing people you care about, I just want y'all to know it's part of God's plan. I don't want y'all to look at it and ask God like, why this happened to me? Why didn't you save them? Why didn't like? Don't be angry about it. It's part of God's reasoning to take that person away from you when He took that person away from you. Like it's gonna hurt. It's still you still gonna have questions, but I want you to know it's part of God's reasoning. Like me losing both of my grandmothers, my grandfather, and people like that. It was just part of their plan. It was part. It was meant for them to only go that far, and that's it. And it took me years to accept it. And yes, I could have been bitter. Yes, I could have been angry. And part of me was, but as I get older, I'm understanding that that was as far as they was meant to go with me. And it was all part of God's plan and God's reasoning for my life. And now that, and now I look at life like you might as well not have any serious emotion over it, getting angry over it. It's not, it didn't stop it from happening. So that's just the way I look at life. Like whatever is meant to come for me, it's gonna come for me, and I'm not gonna run from it. I'm not looking for anything, but I'm not running from anything. I'm dealing with it accordingly to what I feel it need to be dealt with. I'm not gonna be over emotional because when I was younger, I used to let my emotions get the best of me, and whatever happened, I was over emotional about it. I would let my emotions take the lead, and I would lead from my emotions, whether I was feeling angry, whether I was feeling sad, whether I was feeling whatever when something happened to me. Now I'm to the point where whether I feel the emotion for it or not, it's part of God's plan to happen, it's gonna happen. So I just deal with it and act with the emotion accordingly. If something sad happen, I'm sad about it, but I'm not gonna be over emotional about it. Whatever happen is gonna happen, whether you're emotional or not. It's part of the plan for your life. God gonna let it happen. As far as losing people, that's the way I look at it too. Because there's plenty of times I prayed and I cried like, God, why you taking this person from me? If you if you love me, you gonna save this person, and you get over emotional. Then when it don't happen, you wanna question God. You wanna be mad. You wanna be all that. I get that, but now I understand that it's part of His plan. It's just part of His timing for that person to go, and you have to accept and understand that. And it's just part of life that I learned to live with. And it's the way I look at life now. It's like no matter how I feel, what's meant to happen in my life gonna happen no matter how I feel about it. So just let life be life and learn to deal with it as they happen and not be over emotional. That will help me took my emotions out of things and not get so emotional when people try me or people try to do things. I don't let it get to me anymore because I feel like it's all part of God's long term plan. And whether I resist it or go with it, it's still gonna happen. So I might as well go with it and just let my emotions out according to what happens. Deal with it when it happens, not before it happens or not overreacting to it. Dealing with it as it comes. I deal with life as it comes to me. I'm not looking for anything, but I'm not running from anything. I'm letting life happen as it happens and acting accordingly to what happens to me or what happens for me, in my opinion. And that's just the way I look at life from now on. I'm not running from anything, but I'm not running to anything. I'm just going with the flow of life and letting it happen as it happens, in my opinion. That's the best way to look at life for me. But that's just my opinion from my personal spiritual experience.